This episode is brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration, a proud supporter of the Inside Running podcast. It keeps us fueled on our long runs and races. Are you training for your next big race and still guessing your nutrition? Inside Running Podcast listeners, 2026, this is the year you stop winging it. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP2026. Welcome to episode number 439 of the Inside Running Podcast. Boy, oh boy, we've got a show for you this week. The Maurie plant meet, Australia's biggest track and field meet. Plenty of stars in action there. We'll be talking about all the results out of that meet. Run for the Kids happened on the roads down there. We've got Australian records over 10,000 metres. Berlin half marathon happened. London marathon, some news about that. We're not calling it the Whispers segment this week. It's just interesting talking points that have happened in the last week of running, boys, because bit of drama, bit of back and forth, mainstream media picking it up. We'll chat all those things when we get to that. Listener question, Moose on the loose. It's all happening. And welcome my co-host. He's up in Canberra. Got a beanie on. Bradley Croker, how are you today?
Good, Brady. Excited. Another week.
Episode 439 too. Every week I look at the number and I'm like, how has this been happening for 439 continuous weeks?
What are we? Three months away from the 450.
Yeah, what are we? 9 years the end of this year, aren't we? Like September, October? I think it's 9 years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep, that's right.
We can make 10, can't we? I think we can make 10.
Depends how controversial Moose is.
I reckon it's uncancelable. What am I trying to say? Uncancelable. How are you, Moose? Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Good. You know, when we get to 10 years, Croaks will be 63.
Yeah, it's still, it doesn't feel like nearly 10 years. That's the thing. Feels like we should be up to episode like 47 or something, but it's good. It's good we're still here. It's good. It's good I'm still getting excited in an introduction when we're doing it for the 439th time.
Well, there's always interesting things in our sport. You know, every week there's either a drama or someone's running fast or somebody comes out of the woodwork that's like, you know, one to watch. So there's always something to talk about generally.
Geez, we had some stars on show over the weekend though, didn't we? It's hard to pinpoint whose result was the best one. We'll get to that in running news.
I reckon it's pretty easy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that later. I don't think it's that easy. You could argue 3 or 4 different people.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that a bit later on. Just hold on to your hats. Just put that in your pocket for 30 minutes because Croaks has left us on a cliffhanger.
No, I have a very clear winner from the weekend.
Performance of the weekend.
Yeah. Very clear.
Jeez, I don't know how you're splitting Cam Myers and Kai Robinson, and then Claudia Hollingsworth knocks off a world indoor champion.
Yeah, it's probably not clear.
No, it's not clear.
No.
I was thinking more from the Maurie plant meet. I think that one's a bit easier to decide.
No,
I don't think it's that easier at all.
No, I think it is.
You're real lucky Jimmy Whelan didn't have a good one Sunday night as well, Croaks. It would have made it even harder.
Did Jimmy Whelan race, did he?
Jimmy, there was some hype around that.
I haven't seen anything from Jimmy since then. I just went on his Strava to look.
There was some hype around that. We'll get to it. The pacemaker probably could have buried the guy that won by about 40 seconds, which was the strangest watch getting around. But first, we need to bring it back to the host of the show, the star, Bradley Croker, just putting hay in the barn. Give us a week of training, Croaks.
Yeah, pretty standard what I've been doing the last month. So kicked off Monday, did an hour at 4:27s. Then Tuesday, that afternoon, rode the bike for an hour. Kept heart rate a little bit lower last week, but also it was a bit cooler, which helped. And then Tuesday morning, I decided to do my easy sort of 35 minutes on the treadmill. So 7.5K at just over 440s. Then the track session was 5 sets of 800, 200 jog, 400, 200 jog. So it's, I guess, similar to Moose Fartlek, but on the track. 800s are a little bit shorter than the 3-minute reps, and the 400s a little bit longer than your 1-minute reps, but it's a 200-meter jog sort of in between. This went really well. Like, I was solo for this. So, yeah, the 800s were 236, 234, 234, 233, 232. And the 400s were 74, 73, 72, 71, 70. And all the 200-meter jogs were between sort of 47 and 54 seconds. So with this session, like, I always give myself, like, I'm happy to take a minute to jog the 200, but I never felt like I sort of needed to like take the full minute. And it's also it's a tricky one to, because you finish the whatever rep, the 800 or the 400, you don't slam on the brakes. You sort of roll through, the next sort of 10 meters. And so you're way up on sort of 5-minute K pace, and then you almost have to like stop to jog in a minute. So I was happy with that. So that was 7.8 K at 327 per kilometer average. I think heart rate average around 164. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, got out for my 90 minutes in the morning, 425s for just over 20K. Did gym. Thursday was 50 minutes at 422s. And then Friday, just one of the bread and butter treadmill sessions, 6x6 minutes. And this was the first treadmill session I've done in, I'm going to say, months, where it was actually cold. So there was no sort of humidity or heat in the garage, which meant that I could actually run a little bit faster for the same heart rate. So I did 3 reps at 18K an hour. Then I did 1 rep at 18.2, 1 rep at 18.4, and 1 rep at 18.5. So that was the Friday session. Then got out for 8K that afternoon at 422s. Ran for an hour Saturday morning, 420s. Did 7.5K on Saturday afternoon at 421s. And then Viv and the kids met me down at Mulligan's, and I ran like a kilometre with Lily because she's got her school cross country coming up, and Collis ran like 500 metres. And then yesterday was the long run. So did 32.2K. So I guess 20 miles in the old money at 417. So that was 2 hours 17. So that's the longest long run I'm going to do. I think I'll do maybe one of those ones once a month. So yeah, it was a week of 152K, 1 hour on the bike, and a gym session.
Such a strong week. You taking gels on that 32K?
Yeah, I took 90 grams, but I didn't start taking the 90 grams till an hour 15 in. So I basically took 90 grams in the last hour.
Yep.
Yeah, so kept heart rate fairly under control. I think it averaged like 130. So not quite as hilly as the week before around Ainslie. But I think that's 14. It's basically 14 weeks now that I've strung together. I think I've averaged mid 130s for 14 weeks, where there was a few weeks there that were like low 100s because I was racing. And then I've obviously had a few weeks recently that are 150s. So I feel like 14 weeks is a pretty good sort of block where I almost feel like I'm out of that sort of injury cycle, I guess. Like things are just ticking along.
Yeah, 14 weeks is huge. Well out of an injury cycle. Building a great wall on Strava, picking up a few state records on the way. Like some high performance in the middle there.
What percentage of your hourly training do you reckon would be good for the bike?
What do you mean?
Like, you did 12 hours this week. Like, what if you said, I think the bike it'd be good for 20% of my total aerobic exercise to be on the bike? Or would it be better to be 30%, or would it be better to be 3%?
I don't know. For me, it comes down to enjoyment. And I feel like I'm at the point, like originally the bike was pretty much everything because I couldn't run. And then I was doing bike doubles instead of run doubles as I was building back up. Whereas now it's like, well, I could ride the bike more, but is the bike actually going to help me anymore? Or am I just going to be tired because I'm running 150k a week? Like, how much more? I can't do any more running. But then if I start adding an extra 4 hours of bike riding, it's like the equivalent of a freaking 190k running week in terms of hours of exercise.
Yes. So I guess what I'm leading towards is you're 46
Almost.
and you've been running your entire life. Is higher mileage at your age the answer to sustainable progression with your training and running?
Well, like my body and my energy levels at the moment haven't felt this good for a long time. I also like realize that I'm in a pretty lucky position in that I'm literally living the life of a pro athlete. Like I don't have a lot of other stress going on. Like I go out for a run at 9 in the morning, write some programs, do podcast stuff, go and do something in the afternoon. So I'm not at work, like I'm not doing one of those standard Monday to Friday 9 to 5 jobs. So I feel like I'm absorbing all the training really well. And yeah, like maybe it's safer to do more on the bike, but like I don't enjoy it as much. And my body's handling the 150k, and like I'm not forcing, like I'm not doing sessions that are crazy, like fast or hard, which means that I can pull up and run, 90 minutes on Wednesday. Maybe in 2 weeks' time, I'm like, oh, yeah, I've got a niggle, but as long as I don't get too aggressive with the training, I think I can handle 150.
And we all get niggles. You get niggle running 50k a week. Like, it's just what happens. I guess a general question, though, we have a lot of listeners who are a bit older. And is mileage, as you get older, for someone who's run their whole life, should that be the main instigator of fitness?
Probably not, but for me, there's something about like when I'm doing double runs, like there's something about where I actually feel like I'm training and I'm fit. So it's probably in a way a psychological thing that I'm going out for a double run. I'm
Yeah.
I'm in the right mind frame of I want to basically be the best runner I can.
You've got the mind frame of an 18-year-old. I get it. And I'm the same as you when I'm in that mode. All I want to do is run, and I want to run as much as I can, and I want to run twice a day. But it's like is intensity as an older athlete, like forget just running, just endurance exercise in general. An older athlete, would they benefit by higher intensity training with less volume, or lower intensity training, more volume?
I think lower intensity training, higher volume. Like for me personally, like if I start going and ripping some quick 400s on the track, I know that my calves and everything are going to pull up sore, and I'm more likely to get a niggle off the back of that.
But what about if we're not like? What about if it's take injury risk out of the way? Like physiologically, getting fitter. So, is an older athlete, can they tap into that masses and masses of aerobic conditioning they've done for the last 30 years? And would it be better just to focus on like that increasing VO2 or doing higher intensity work rather than just continuing to pump out high volume, low aerobic stuff?
Well, personally, I think for me that I benefit more from the volume and controlled training than I do from the intensity.
What do you think, Brady?
I think it depends a bit. Like, and I was thinking when you're using the word intensity, like what do you mean? Like get on the track and rip 2s and 400s, or you like maybe we should be working at that 30-minute effort? Or intensity means a lot of threshold work.
I don't mean a lot of threshold work. I mean like
quicker than threshold.
Intensity. Like if you're on a bike, just like high power sort of stuff for a short time. With running, the injury risk is so much different to a bike rider. It's just it just changes things so much because you like the older athlete running fast is dangerous, riskier.
Yeah, which is what Croaks is saying.
And the bike is the way that I would have. That's how I could incorporate like real high intensity training. But I still feel like the high intensity training as an older athlete, it's just going to leave me flat. I'm going to just be cooked. Even if I'm on the bike, it's still going to take, I think, more out of me than going out and keeping sessions relatively controlled. But if you look at Tuesday's session I did last week, and yeah, like it's predominantly an aerobic session, but I was still sprinkling in some like 72, 71, 70-second 400s, but it was broken up by a 200 jog, then a controlled 800. So there's an element of intensity there, but it's different to going out and running 10 or 12 400s all at 71, 72.
Yeah. And you running 68s makes no sense.
Yeah, and that's why that session was perfect for me, because I sprinkle in some intensity without going over the top, because you can't go over the top. Like if I start rolling a 68, like I'm not recovering in a 200-meter jog.
Yeah. But even just from a risk factor, if you want to run that fast, run it for half the distance. Do a 34 200. You get the fast stuff in your legs, but you're not extending out so much.
Exactly. And
There's also two types of like those older athletes too. So you've got that example that you used of the older athlete who's been running for 20 years. But we've also got this wave of people that have come into the sport, maybe in the sport now for 3 to 5 years, who are older but are still benefiting from just doing more running, that they don't then need to focus on, all right, now let's sharpen up with VO2 work and try to get that done. Like their fitness is still that honeymoon period where just doing more running is going to see more PBs.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm with you too. Like I think it's person to person.
Yeah, all in the background.
Yeah,
hey,
I don't know the answer, but I just know that, especially as an older athlete, like you want to enjoy it as well. And I know that the way that I'm training at the moment, like this is enjoyable, and I still feel like I'm continuing to get fitter. So maybe once I completely plateau with what I'm doing, then I need to change something.
Yeah. You'll get some good evidence out of these 10Ks coming up.
Yeah, like not so much the Canberra one's a bit, well, you're not going to run fast on the Canberra course, but definitely Sydney 10 of, a bit more of a benchmark there.
Yeah.
That'd be good to see.
Moose, you're back on Strava, but did you put stuff on private and then unlock it? Because I never got the notification that Julian Spence was back on Strava. Give him some kudos, Croaks. Did you?
No.
Yeah.
I gave him kudos though.
Today? Is that the first one you've seen today?
No, I think it was one yesterday.
The bike?
No,
with a picture of the twins?
I thought you did a run yesterday.
No,
March
so
28th.
what's
doing something sneaky?
What's happened here? It's not sneaky at all. I got two different devices. The Garmin on my bike computer. So when I go for a bike ride, it like pretty much just uploads immediately. It's got a very sharp connection to either my phone or I think it might be even on Wi-Fi. So as soon as it connects to my Wi-Fi, it goes to Strava. Whereas the Coros has a bit, it needs more of a push to link to my phone. So I reckon I went a full week without it syncing to my phone, which means it never made it to Strava. So I was going out for the run. I was not putting anything on private. And then it just got a massive just dump upload. Must have been yesterday, actually, because I didn't realize. I got one notification that someone had commented, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, the runs must have uploaded. So, I was not doing that on purpose, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I don't care enough about it for it to be intentional. That's for sure.
We do. We care about you returning to run. So tell us about it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I got to go back. I have to go back on Strava now to actually look at what it is. And I still don't quite know because I wasn't lapping it. But I think the first run I went on was on Tuesday and I ran for out and around, I think I did like 10 by 30 seconds and I had 90 seconds of 60 seconds of walking. And this was awkward because 30 seconds you don't quite find a rhythm and then you're stopped again. So it's pretty basic. It was 13 minutes of exercise. And then I did 2 days in a row here. Then the next day I went and did minute on. I think I just did 10 by minute on with a walk as well. Again, no problems. Then I jogged in Canberra. So I did 2 minutes on. I did 6 by 2 minutes with 90 seconds of walking in between. And I went down in this like swampy area. It's not actually a very nice place to run at all, but it was better than the streets. And then yesterday I ran. Oh no, this morning actually. This morning I ran 4 by 6 minutes. Oh no, sorry.
March 28th.
March 28th, I did 3 minutes. I did 6 by 3 minutes.
No, 4 minutes.
Oh, was it? Sorry, my bad. 5 by 4 minutes. I should be naming these Strava things, but today I did because it popped up when I finished. So 4 by 6 minutes today, and everything's going well. Everything's going real well.
No awareness, no pain.
No, not aware. No, not really. Like occasionally I'll feel like a little pinch in the knee, but I'm. This isn't going to be one of those times where you're just like good and you don't feel it again. Like this has been a real strengthening process. Finally, the physio is kicking in a bit, and even when I do the exercises, I still feel it a bit. So it's eventually the kneecap will track a lot more correctly, we'll call it, for me. And the more strength I get, the better I'll be. So today I ran, and maybe I felt it once in 24 minutes of running. I had some really, really tight calves. So 2 days ago when I ran, I'm like, I'm going to put on a barefoot style running shoe so that my calves and ankle and feet do all the work, and I'll try to unload the knee as much as I can. And it's like, no matter how many calf raises I do in the gym, it just cannot compete with going for a run in a minimal shoe for me. So my calves have been like super domsy the last 2 days. And so I put a shoe on today that's different. I put on that Adidas Hyper Boost Edge, I think that's what it's called. And that's like totally changes the feel of running for me compared to the Ultra Lone Peak 9+ that I wore 2 days ago. Totally different loading patterns for me. It's so bizarre how much shoes can change how you feel when you run.
Feeling that like calf DOMS though is good when you're used to being like injured pain. Like having a bit of DOMS, you're like, I'm happy with this kind of DOMS. This is good.
100%. I always love calf DOMS, except if it's after a race and I want to start training again. Because that's a sign calves are doing stuff they're not used to. And for me, that's a really good thing because more calf load, more calf strength is better for my knees.
Yeah, the pain that goes away in 3 days. It's when it's still hanging around in 2 weeks it gets a bit scary.
Yeah, and maybe in a month, these calves conditioned to handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll whip through this week, boys. I had 40 minutes in the morning and then 45 in the morning and then 40 minutes in the Arvo on Monday. I was coming off that like 27K tempo run on the Sunday. So split it over kind of 2 runs, 4:48 in the morning, 4:46 in the afternoon. Tuesday morning, met up with Chris Rancy. You boys know Chris. Great bloke. He was in town for he was doing some water ski lessons. So he was on the bike, took him through the local streets of Echuca Moama, did about 75 minutes at 4:28 pace. In the Arvo, did 30 minutes at 4:41s. Wednesday, I did a workout, bit of a longer one, like marathon effort, maybe pace, maybe goal marathon pace, I'm probably calling this. Did 10K, then had a K jog, and then did 5K, 500 meters jog, and then 3K. This was a real weird morning. Like I was hovering around like 3:23 pace, but the humidity was so high, you know, when the cloud's pretty much just like all misty, like the visibility, you can't see 200 meters ahead of you. I think it was like 96, 97% humidity. Really weird morning. I finished this run. It was like I just got out of the shower, like my shorts fully drenched. All the hair on my leg was just like matted together. It was, just disgusting. But it was a good workout. I got about 19.5K done at like 3:28 pace. Failed it towards the end though. Like that humidity really grinded on me. And it was a lot harder to hit 3:23 pace for the last 3K, whereas that first 10K, it came pretty easy.
Medio says it's favourable, Brady. What are you going on about?
I know. Like
you got 1 second to K here.
Yeah, does it not rate humidity? I was talking to Phil during the week too. I might ask him.
I reckon maybe if the temperature's low and it's high humidity, it doesn't give you quite as much, because here it says it's, 15 degrees and feels
Yeah.
like 15 and it's 96% humidity. So I reckon if it was like, the 3 or 4 degrees warmer and 96% humidity, it's giving you like a fair bit more.
Yeah. When I finished this workout, I'm like, I'm going to get like -10 or something on this workout. And it was just like, no, favorable. I'm like, but wouldn't it be like if you're sweating a stack, then you're getting dehydrated and that's what's slowing you down, not the weather? Is there anything in this, boys? Because I was like I felt like cooked at the end of it just from how dehydrated I felt.
I don't know. You can't get away with things with Medio pace now, Brady, telling us how hard the conditions are, and it's Medio saying it's favourable.
Yeah.
Have you, just on this, have you noticed that there's a certain half marathon guy in the UK, and he, every single time he posts, it's about the wind. In every run, every session he does, a bit of a wind, kind of windy. And then on the weekend did Berlin half marathon. Bit of a headwind was the call. And you might know who he is.
Yeah, I think I know who he is.
Yeah.
Brady's mate. Brady's interviewed him before, I reckon.
Who?
Jake Smith.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't it like 10 kilometre an hour winds?
It was beautiful weather there.
So when I finished this workout though, Croaks, it says 18 feels like 21. Anyway, yeah. I was sweaty as. Yeah, Jake loves a big description, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's mainly complaining about conditions, even when they're amazing.
Yeah.
I think we have to remember that the normal conditions are not absolutely 100% idyllic perfect. And so, that's what's going on here.
That's the thing. People expect it's going to be the perfect day.
Isn't he from Wales, though? Isn't he supposed to be a real hard place? Like, don't they grow up tough there? They don't complain about weather, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, not sure.
Like Ballarat people don't complain about weather.
Just what you get. It's just like your default when you're over there. It's like 30k an hour winds.
Yeah, exactly.
Less, that's a good day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a nice workout. Thursday did 55 minutes before school and then 30 minutes after school. Friday did 60 minutes. What about the photo on my Strava, fellas? I woke up to this message from in the UK monthly group chat, and I don't know why, but someone put a photo of like the London Marathon. You know how they line them up like on the start line? So they've got like Kipchoge in the square up the front. Next to him's Mo Farah. Then it's Aaron Scott, and then it's Clousey. They must have been the top ranked like UK guys or something. That's a great photo. The boys are reminiscing in the group chat. I was like, this is amazing, boys. Get it framed.
How ridiculous are those things Kipchoge has on his legs?
That tape stuff?
Yeah. The aero tape, I reckon it was.
Around for a couple of years, didn't it?
I didn't realize he was a visor man. That's a visor, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a visor.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like peak running.
That was a warm day, I reckon. I remember that one.
It was. How good are those shoes he had on too?
Oh, they were the Vaporfly Elite.
It was wasn't it like that? You know that one that was like meshy and it was like, you know that shoe?
Vaporfly Elite, I reckon.
It was. Oh yeah, is that the name of it? But what was the colorway called? It's real rare pair of Vaporflies.
There's a Vaporfly Elite on StockX for $36,000.
Is it that one?
That's the one I think that it was back then. It was a color, of course. It was a color, but yeah, I reckon that was it.
Had a bit of like tinge of purple in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was good photo to see. NordVPN has partnered with the Inside Running podcast to offer you an amazing discount. Head over to nordvpn.com/inside running to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan, plus 4 additional months on top of that. Think of NordVPN as your personal bodyguard for your online activity. It encrypts your internet traffic, shielding your personal information from those prying eyes and online criminals with state-of-the-art encryption. It can help you book flights and hotels for your next race, as well as when you're over there, you can connect to a NordVPN server in your home country and safely enjoy the content as if you never left. Wherever you travel, it's perfect if you want to follow local Aussie sport. With NordVPN, you can access all your streaming services from back home. Don't forget, there is literally no risk with your 30-day money-back guarantee. Give it a try, and if you like it, great. If you don't, they'll issue a full refund, and you can pretend the entire situation never even happened. Check out our link, nordvpn.com/inside running, to get your subscription started today. You can also find the information in the episode description and the link in our social media bio. Then Saturday, just did 30 minutes in strides before going to Melbourne. Had a run for the kids yesterday, boys. Geez, this was rough. Real rough. You know, first race in 6 months. Stand on the start line, talking a bit of rubbish with the boys, which was nice. Saw Jimmy Friend and Pete Kerr in the warm-up moves. Had a good chat with those two boys. Great fellas. Yeah, geez, like, real kick in the teeth, boys. Exactly what I needed. Not like gun goes. There's just depth in Victoria. It's just people like fanging it off the start line. And of course I joined in. I'm still in like the third pack at this stage. There's 20 blokes in front of me. But I'm like, this is the fastest. I think we ran the first K in like 3:04. I haven't ran a K in 3:04 for 6 months. And I just thought it was a great idea to do that in the first K of a 15K road race, or 14.4K. And I'm thinking, geez, I hope when I get to this K marker that it says like 2:56 or something. Like, it just felt so quick. And then we finally got to the K marker. I looked down at my watch and it said 3:25. And I said to the guy next to me, I really hope that K marker's in the wrong spot. So had to look back on Strava to try to get some kind of data. Jumped in a nice pack with like Denyon Claxton, Josh McLeod, Owen Doomsday. You got no idea who these people are, do you, Moose? They're just these young AV kids who are like 24. And then I looked them up. Like, I remember beating these kids years ago at cross country, and now they've just put a few years into me, got faster. I'm getting slower. And they're talking away. Johnny Squire, he was just in front of me. And then, went through 5K. This is all off the flags. Like, I didn't have any K markers or anything showing, in like 15:28. And I was like, all rightio. Like, that was with up and over the Balti, so some nice downhill. And then you climb on that ramp to go onto the Westgate. And then these boys just wouldn't settle down. Like, someone was always feeling good just on the front putting in surges, which I just was like, can we just relax here for a second, boys, and get in some rhythm? And it's not the course to do that. So I finally got dropped by those boys going into the tunnel, because it's a nice downhill that goes into the tunnel. I reckon that'd be about maybe like 7 or 8K. And then I got back onto the back of Denyon, and then we picked up Johnny Squire, and I'm feeling like great all of a sudden, got in a bit of a rhythm, kind of at 8, 9K. And then coming out of the tunnel, it picks up again, and I just got spat out the back. Like, these boys increase the pace. Should see what's going through my head at this stage too, fellas. I'm like, I'm going to hit Boston Marathon hills at 28K, and I'm going backwards at 8K in this road race. And I'm like, I'm watching these people run off in the distance. Peter Green then picked me up and went past me. This is they did that. That's the thing. I was running, I'm looking at the splits on course, and I went through that next 5K in 15:48. So in my head, I'm like, this is a great run, but it just felt difficult the whole race. I could never relax and just feel smooth, just twisting, turning past the tan there, then down near the skate park through South Bank. Like, that's a bit, you get off the roads then and you run on a footpath. Like, it's not much of an atmosphere through there, and then just the hills to finish off. So finished off 16th overall, average 3:10 pace, which I was pretty happy with that. Like, I don't think I've run a K in 3:10 for the last 6 months either. So to string 14 of those together over up and downs was a good sign. But yeah, I am really concerned about how bad it felt. Like, in races where you feel good for the first 70% and then it gets hard.
Yeah, this is the first race back.
Yeah, when you ran too hard. That's like any race can feel comfortable if you pace it right.
Yeah. So I was kind of had a look over my shoulder at about probably 11K, and I couldn't see anyone in the distance. So I was kind of like, all right, I knew I was going to catch the guys in front of me, hold this position, kind of took the foot off the gas a tiny bit through South Bank there. But yeah, I was cooked at the end of this. But I think it's one of those ones that give me a week's recover from that, absorb it, 2 weeks time. Hopefully I can I'm a bit fitter because of that. You can't replicate that in training. So yeah. But
so what do you change after this? What was going through your head, like at that 11K mark? You're like, I need to do more of this or less of that, or prioritize something.
Well, I just think I didn't have, and I'm also not prioritizing like a 15K road race either. So I haven't done stuff quicker. Like these boys are 14:30 guys, so when they go through in 15:30, they got the brakes on. Whereas I've been kind of working on my strength to be able to run a respectable marathon. So I haven't been doing stuff at 2:55 or 3-minute K pace. So 3:10 for me felt like a sprint. So if I was doing another 15K in a month's time, I'd be like, right, I need to work on top end. So 3:10 feels easy. Whereas I've been working on 3:20 to 3:30 pace. So 3:10 feels like I'm all out. So that's what I'd change. But I'm also looking to, run well in a different distance. So yeah, bit of a lack of atmosphere down there as well. Like back in the day, it used to be huge, but I feel like running around South Bank there's just a couple of people just out for their morning walks. You've never done it, have you, Croaks?
No.
So
What
I've never. The end.
So how many more weeks have you got? Like, there's not much you can change really now.
Got 3 weeks today, so I'll do one more big workout. I think I'll maybe go Good Friday, do a workout Good Friday, maybe a 2.5 long run time on feet Sunday, and then just maintain. So yeah, but this is exactly what I needed to. Like, I don't want to be feeling like this for the last 15K of Boston. I've got to just be respectful of that distance. Go, yeah. I was kind of thinking I was maybe a 2:22 kind of chance, but maybe it's a 2:24 and have a good day out there.
Yeah, I think you need to get to 20 miles still feeling good. Like,
yeah. Well, at least the hills at 28K. I just try to float through the downhills. But anyway, that was good. Hit a week of warm down with those boys again. That was good to see them. And then, yeah, that was 130 something Ks, maybe 132, something like that. So still nice mileage. And I'm not going in fresh. Like I'm hitting a 27K tempo run the Sunday before, 19K worth of marathon pace on Wednesday. It was there to give me a stimulus that I can't get in training, which then I can hopefully benefit from in 3 weeks. Anyway, you got to get down there, Moose. That course, it's a tough course.
I did the other one a heaps.
I feel like the other one was I don't know. There's just no flat in the whole race. It feels like, well, there is a bit towards the end, but yeah, it feels like you're going up or down or taking tight turns. It's like cross country road race.
Yeah, the tunnel is real hard. Is it real hot in there? Is that what you found?
Yeah, but I feel like we had a bit of a slight headwind just to cool us down.
Oh yeah. When it's stagnant in there, it gets real hot.
Yeah, that was probably one of the stages when we come off the downhill to get in there, and then it kind of flattened out. I felt good for about 3 minutes until boys started surging again. So yeah. Anyway, we'll bank that, go from there. Let's thank some Patreon supporters. Croaks, who you got?
I got Scott Boxall from Sydney. He's run 18:38 at the Rhodes Park Run, 39:40 at this year's Sun Run 10K, which is quite hilly, so you can run a lot quicker on a flat 10K. 86:41 at last year's Gold Coast Half and 3:08 at last year's Sydney Marathon. Pretty sure he's the head of corporate manufacturing excellence at Nestle. It's pretty cool title.
Yeah. Where's that? Where's he live then?
So he's in Sydney.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he'd be able to afford the Sydney house prices with those that title.
Yeah.
Right, who you got, Moose?
Jordan Smith, Lockdown Strava. Think he's from Melbourne. Runs for Melbourne Pack. That is the Sean Williams group, I believe.
He sold it though. I think he sold it to Dion Finocchiaro.
Ah, right. There you go. What, in Melbourne?
Yeah, he moved back to Sydney or Queensland or something.
I think he's like around Noosa.
Noosa.
So he had his like pack in Sydney that he coached, and then he moved and started up like that Melbourne pack, and now he's moved up north.
There you go. Found a few results. We're hoping they're his. If they're in Melbourne, that name surely got to be confident. Ran 16:52 at the Parkville Park Run, 36:47 at last year's Lakeside 10, and 77.29 at the 2024 Run Melbourne Half Marathon. So thanks, Jordan, for signing up, supporting us. Hope you're enjoying your content.
Good on you, Jordan. I'm going to thank Thomas Giallo from Werribee in Victoria. His Strava bio says that he's trying to run up and down a boundary line for a living, plus run fast. So that would make him a boundary umpire, Croaks.
Yeah.
VFL, AFL, do we know?
Not sure.
Okay, he'd be fit if he's doing that job. PB's 420 for 1500, 857 for 3K, 1607 for 5K. That was at the 2024 Surf Coast Track Classic, and 3419 at the 2023 Melbourne Marathon 10K. Pretty hilly, that course. Take another 20 seconds off that, I reckon, Thomas. Met Brady at the 2023 TXU Wellness Run. How do you know that, Croaks?
He's got a photo with you.
Does he?
Don't you remember, Brady?
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. I've met him a couple of times, I reckon, but I cannot recall the photo. What's it on his Strava?
Yeah.
I have to look it up. Was that the day I won it? I've got to relive these kind of things after coming 16th on the weekend.
Different kind of race, the old.
Or was I there? Did Carly race that day and I was there with the kids on the sidelines? Can't remember.
You need to get back to some of those soft races, Brady. Boost the ego.
Well, we got to ban the shoes or something. Like, too many young kids just running. Like that time I ran yesterday, I've come third in this race running similar times, I feel. The depth is incredible.
It's a different course now.
It is, but it was K further as well last time.
I love how Brady's starting to get to our age moves, where it's like, yeah, Brady, we've been saying this shit for the last 5 years. It's
coming off 6 months of no training. Give me 3 more months and yeah.
It's different when you get old. You can't just compare things anymore.
Yeah.
I will be
kick in the teeth, that's for sure.
There's no way I'm showing up to those runs in the future. I'm picking out the softest, easiest fun runs around the country to win. I'm going to be getting my confidence back, just beating up kids, like country races where the local footy clubs.
Pick the right kids.
Yeah.
A Mother's Day classic, one of those charity runs.
A couple of park runs. I might do a park run next weekend just to get the confidence up. A week out from Boston.
A few 3 Chinmoys.
Oh, yeah.
They're always a good one to go down to. Be a real hero down there.
Yeah. Thank you to all our Patreon supporters. If you like what we do, patreon.com/Inside Running Podcast is where you sign up. Keep the show going. Hopefully 1 more year so we can hit the 10-year anniversary. Heaps of bonus content last week. Andy Blow interview went early. The Road to Somewhere with Leanne Pompiani, Ali Pashley and Nick Earl. And the OG Monthly with Chriso from Norway and Toby the Bad Boy Mende. Good luck to keeping up with the content over there, Patreon supporters. You got a bit of boys are chatting about you a bit again, Croaks. They love talking about Croaks on the Monthly Moose. Have you listened to it?
Yeah, I've listened to it.
It gets Chriso real up and about how well Croaks is going.
I'm unsure if he's taking the piss a bit or if he's fully legit with it.
I also don't know. But when he leads with that in the first 30 seconds, it's just like, all right, here we go.
It makes me think he's taking the piss a bit.
Yeah. Well,
makes me run 10 seconds a K faster when I'm listening to it.
I want to patch Croaks in for an episode, like as a guest. And I'm like, we don't need him on a guest. I'm like, he's a panelist on the show. Just host it 1 week. I reckon Chris will lose his mind if Croaks hosts it. What
about how, do you want to know the sign that someone doesn't have kids? Is that when they actually get angry that a father is not traveling halfway across the world to watch an event rather than run it. Jordo getting angry at Chriso for not coming to Boston. I'm like, he's got a fucking 6-month-old maybe kid at home in Norway, and you're mad that he's not coming over to a race that he's not going to run just for a catch up.
It's just celebrating friendship. We just want to see Chriso in the flesh.
Yeah, you're trying to convince him to leave his family too for a few days.
I thought he might have got the management gig as well. Like, I know he wasn't racing this year, but remember when he went as a manager? Is Sondre racing? He might be able to pick up some gig managing. Is he? Is he racing MTC?
Brady just wanted a cheap head-to-head victory against Chriso. Boost the ego.
Well, yeah, he was on my hit list too. You know I'm staying at the hotel with all the Norwegians and Chriso's not coming anymore.
It's a hotel, mate. It's not a fucking bunk room.
Yeah, I'm in dorms.
It's not a lodge.
I'm on the top bunk in a dorm with a couple of Norwegians down
probably
below
like
me.
1,500 people staying at that hotel, and two
True.
of them are Norwegian.
True.
200 of them.
Jordo started planning the itinerary though. He's got me sorted. I'm just going to follow him around like a lost puppy for 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be able to get us into some great shakeout runs, stuff like that. Someone's going to have to fill in for me that week as well. We'll have to figure that out. Running news. This week's running news segment is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Listen up a bit later on for a code to get 15% off as well. Kick it off, Croaks, the biggest meet of the year in Australia.
Yeah, this was good. It was on free to air here in Australia from like 7:30 to 9:30 in, I guess, like New South Wales and Victoria. We'll start with the 1500s because, like they were sensational. Cam Myers put on an absolute clinic. Unfortunately, during like the first lap, there was like a fall.
120 metres in. Just
yeah.
the first bend.
So 4 guys went down. So like Anstey, Jude Thomas, Rob Farkin, which is a long way to travel from Germany to fall 100 metres in, and then Crocken as well. So it was a shame that those guys like weren't able to be in that race. Like I don't think it would have impacted the end result and the winner. But I was really looking forward to seeing, like Jack Anstey racing sort of Adam Spencer, and obviously Jude Thomas is on the up as well. But Cam basically slipped right in behind the pacemaker when the pacemaker dropped out. I think they were like 153 or something through 800. Adam Spencer was really the only guy that was sort of holding on, but then last lap, like Cam absolutely just dumped Adam, and everybody else was off the back by that stage. So Cam won in 3:30.42, which is the fastest 1,500 metres ever run on Australian soil. The all-comers record was held by El Garouge at like 3:31. And to do this predominantly solo and to be like not far off your PB start of the year, like it's good signs for Cam. Like you start thinking about like conditions weren't perfect down there. He's in a race with guys where he's actually having to compete over that last 400. And like, surely it's got to be worth a couple of seconds. Adam Spencer was second in 3:37. Callum Davies third in 3:39. Thoughts, comments?
Just makes a kick home look so easy, so effortless. It's not until you're looking at Adam Spencer in the rear vision mirror that you're like, and two, like, as you said, a few of them fell over. Adam Spencer's come back from that world champs bronze, so we're probably not getting peak Adam Spencer, so which made Cammy look even better when he was dumping him. But yeah, the fact that he can just run so smoothly, didn't he close in 53?
Yeah.
Yeah, so smooth doing that.
He has that ability to stay so relaxed and so aerobic for the majority of the race, which then allows him to be able to run a 53, whereas most of those other guys aren't aerobic at the bell, and they're starting to go backwards, and he's actually got something to just kick away with.
He seemed shocked to see the time across the line. Like he was like, oh, wow, 3:30.
It's so much different pushing the pace from the front for that last 800 than it is having someone in front of you, a rabbit to chase down. Not even a pacer, but the competitive element to seeing a body in front of you and giving you the cue for how fast you need to be running. That is a really difficult thing, to be in front and decide this is the pace that I need to be running right now. And there's so much more risk to it. And the pressure on a front runner, for someone that age to be such a front runner and to lead the race, not just from the front, but to dictate the terms of the race. We're watching something special here.
Even his first 100 that he can get himself out of trouble. Like he hammered the first 100, got on the pacer, got on the rail. I'm not getting caught up in that stuff out the back.
Yeah. I also heard him say in a post-race interview that like he didn't actually come into the race with any time goals at all. It was basically, I just want to run as hard as I can and see where I'm at, which is sort of a great attitude to have. It's like, you're forgetting, it's like, I don't care what others do. Like if they beat me, great. I'm just out here to actually test myself. But what I find fascinating is he hasn't raced since the Want to Make a Mile, which is a while ago. Like he doesn't appear to need like lead-in races for Cam to run super quick 1500s. Like he can pretty much do it like whenever, which is pretty cool. So I can't wait to see what happens like rest of this year. Like surely he has the Australian record by the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be a nice slab bet. Good luck anyone taking that with you though.
Yeah.
Do we know if those guys are okay? Like Farkin was holding his arm like it was broken.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hard. I'll check his Instagram while you're talking.
Yeah. So in the women's, it wasn't a super quick race compared to the men's. I think they were like 65 through the first lap, which is like 4:03 sort of pace, and then they actually slowed the second lap. And I personally thought, this is just going to play into Georgia Hunter-Bell's hands because like we know how good she is over 800. So off this sort of pace, I thought she'd be able to close real hard, but Claudia sort of went down the back straight. And even at that point, I'm like, Georgia will just do what she needs to do to win here. And you could see with sort of 70, 80 to go, it's like Georgia's trying, but she's not making much of an inroad here. So Claudia was able to hold on for the win, 4:01.3, beat Georgia Hunter-Bell 4:01.52, and Sarah Billings was third in 4:03. Abby Caldwell didn't start the race. I believe she was sick. But, impressive from Claudia. I would have loved to have seen this race be, like, fast, like just to see what Claudia could actually do in a pure time trial sort of situation. Because you got to think, like, she's beating Georgia Hunter-Bell, who's, she a 3:52 runner.
Well, they did say on the commentary that the pace, like when she ran 65 for that first lap, they're like, that's exactly what they asked for. And then the pacer got the second lap wrong. But if they've asked for 65, that's like 4:03, 4:04 pace.
Which is sort of odd. Like I would have thought they would be after it. Like I don't think Georgia wouldn't care. Georgia's out here basically for not the holiday, but it's, she's ticked off her major achievement of becoming world champion.
Oh, yeah, she probably wants it as slow as possible. Like she would have been happy with that, and then being the quickest 800-meter lady in the field, she can kick home and win it as well.
Yeah, but it shows that Claudia's got she's got all the tools there. Like we've seen in a 3K, like she's aerobically very strong, but she's also got that ability to kick off a pretty slow pace as well.
Got a bit of mongrel in her too, doesn't she? Like, that last, that mental strength, that last 50, the world champ rolls up on your shoulder and she just grinds out that last 50 and keeps her away.
Yeah.
I love her so much though.
Oh, so do I. Her and Cam Myers. We are so lucky that they're the future of our sport.
Yeah. And they're so real. That is what I love about them. It's just real. I know that sounds stupid, but in the age of social media, when you see all this self-promotion and all this bullshit out there, they're just two pure runners who love this. You can tell, just love the sport. They're not in it to it's probably just, I love their take on social media as well. Like I'm not seeing all this clickbaity garbage from them. I'm not seeing stupid shit or selling themselves out for crappy products.
Yeah, not trying to sell a protein or something.
Yeah, it's just so easy to follow, and there's nothing about them that makes them even the slightest bit unlikable.
Yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say, even their interviews, it's like there's not those cliches. Like they're completely honest. Like to have Cam on there saying, "Oh yeah, I cook my hamstring in training and hopefully it's not buggered now," sort of thing. Yeah. It's just like
it's not buggered tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. See, someone did comment on his Strava being like, "Hopefully your hammy's all right, mate," or something like that. You know what? I'm surprised that we don't see more of Craig Mottram jumping the fence, embracing Claudia. Like you never see any. Like he was a big ego kind of guy. You don't see him front and center being like, "Oh yeah, I'm coaching her, by the way."
He stays in the shadows a bit, you mean?
Well, I'm just saying maybe he's doing it in the warm-up track and stuff, but you never see him making it all about himself.
Yeah, that's also nice.
It is nice.
You never, yeah.
Robert Farkin has a broken right scaphoid, but does not need surgery.
Oh, not
Hope
good.
you had a nice trip to Australia.
Sure.
Imagine coming out to Australia from the other side of the world and breaking your scaphoid in the first 100 metres of your race.
I wonder if that was the same remember when George Mills fell?
Yeah.
He broke his arm or his hand as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
All right, the 3K. So unfortunately, the men's 3K wasn't televised live, which, like, I get they only have like a 2-hour window for like the television coverage, but it's crazy in this day and age that this race is not live streamed somewhere. Like, I can, when was it? A couple of months ago, I could jump on and watch the ACT Track and Field Champs live. And obviously that's not the quality of meet that this is. And so to think that you can't actually watch the likes of Seth and Jack and Stewie run a 3K on Australian soil is just crazy. So thankfully we had the good guys, good running guys, Instagram. So they just had it on their phone, which was better than nothing, but obviously you only really see them sort of coming down the home straight every lap. And Seth went in front of Logan Janetsky, the pacemaker, from the gun and pretty much just rolled 61-second laps. And he had opened up a massive gap. I reckon even with a lap to go, he's probably 20 metres in front at least.
Oh, I reckon more. I reckon like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
Maybe it got out to that throughout the race. It was definitely, they were starting to pull him in towards the bell.
Yeah, and so you couldn't really see it too clearly, but you could hear, like, obviously down the back straight and 200 to go, 150 to go, that Seth's maybe tying up a little bit and the other guys are, like, gaining on him. And, it got pipped right on the line by Jackson Sharp. So Jackson ran 7:41.02. Seth was second, 7:41.11. And Brian Fay was third in 7:42.85. So obviously Stewie was in that race as well. Like, he was fairly prominent for the first maybe 3 laps or so, and then sort of faded. I think he finished maybe 7th. Morgan McDonald was in there. So there's a lot of the guys that ran sort of high 340s, high 740s, low 750s for that race.
Can you find the splits for these races, or just, how like you get the splits in these American races? Just got the results.
I've got the results sheet open here.
I've got that open as well. But what did Jackson Sharp close in?
Not sure.
So the question is, this is what I was sitting in the hotel room watching. I didn't quite get there, but was this a pass or a failure from Seth with these tactics? Beats. Listen, last week, no one even said that Jackson Sharp was a chance to win this. So if I said to you before the race, hey, Seth's going to beat Brian Fay, Jack Rayner, Morgan McDonald, Stewie pretty easily in this race tonight. I'm not going to tell you that he gets done by Jackson Sharp in the last step of the race, but I actually think it was like a good step in the right direction from what he showed from Box Hill. Yeah, he got it 1 metre wrong, but if he pulled this off, everyone would have been talking like they were after Zatopek.
Yeah, I think
they requested a pace that wasn't accepted from the race. That's why he went in front of Logan.
Yeah.
And my sources tell me that there was also other people in the race that wanted similar pace to Seth that wasn't accepted.
Look, I think to run 7:41 solo
in that weather,
in less than ideal conditions, puts him in. You give him a few seconds for the weather. You then give him a few seconds if he's actually like got a pacemaker for majority of the race, and it's starting to get into that mid 7:30s.
Can you, if he goes to Europe, will he be able to use this type of tactic?
No, but I don't think he'll have to, because the fields will be set up to run 7:30 to 7:35, and
he'll just sit behind that with the same effort.
Yeah.
I spoke to him today. He gave me a call because I was just like, he's like, I know you guys have been talking about this race. Like, can I just put my 2 cents worth in? And I was like, just come on the show. We're recording like an hour, but he had to work. But I said, send through some dot points. Otherwise, I'll try to summarize what you told me and I'll just make a complete mess of it. But he just said, like, they wanted a quicker setup and didn't quite get it with the pacing. He was still committed to making it an honest race and racing to win. He was disappointed to finish second, but it was much better than his run at Box Hill. He felt far more in control and held on much better late in the race. Full credit to Jackson Sharp, quality athlete and good enough to get me on the night. He said it's also easy to judge tactics off one race in isolation, but the bigger picture is that we're building towards something else, and he wants to be the kind of racer he's trying to be. And sometimes that means taking responsibility, being uncomfortable, and making the race yourself. And then I asked him, I'm like, do you feel like there's an entertainment factor in your race tactics? Like, because he's got so many fans, man, the people, he's got this reputation that he has to do kind of crazy stuff in the race. And he's just like, no, like he just wants to win and he wants to run fast. That's it.
But yeah. And it's sort of back to like Cam. Like Cam was down there to race to test his fitness. So like Seth, very much the same thing. It's like, what's the point of him like putting all this work in? Like, yeah, okay, Maurie Plant's a big meet, but in the scheme of things, it's like this is a stepping stone of actually building your fitness. And races build fitness.
He said
so by him actually pushing himself to the limit, he's going to get more of a training stimulus than he is rolling around comfortably for 5 laps and having a 2.5 lap kick down.
Yeah. And he said on the phone as well, I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this bit, but you also learn about your competitors. So who's got that big kick that can pull him in? Who did he break before the bell? Because they've got the national titles coming up in a couple of weeks. So, yeah. Good recap, Croaks. What else we got? The 800.
No, we got the women's 3K.
The women's, yeah, this was good.
Yeah, so this was always going to be a race in 3. I originally probably thought it was a race in 2, but Maudie proved me wrong there. So Rose was able to, I guess, kick away pretty well in that last lap. So she won in 8:45. Maudie was second in 8:47, and George Griffith was third in 8:48. So depth probably wasn't quite there in the women's 3K compared to some of the other like distance races, but good running from the girls. Any comments, or we move on to the 8?
Just the Rose Davies last 250 metres at Lakeside, peels out, throws the head back. Just how many times has she done that on that track?
Yeah.
A couple of Zatapex, a couple of Melbourne track classics.
Yeah, and she's obviously building. I think she had like a pretty sort of interrupted back end of late last year, and then obviously ran the national 3K champs, which would have been a bit of a rust buster for her, and I'd expect her just to get better and better now with every race she does.
Yeah, well, she's going on a training camp to Bendigo, her and Jack Rayner.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what someone told me in the long run the other week. They're like, yeah, she's going down there for 3 or 4 weeks or something.
Ooh, that'll knock you back down the list on the pecking order when you rock up for a long run.
Don't know. Hilly 30K long run.
Local fella.
Remember, I come 16th at Run for the Kids on Sunday, Croaks.
Yeah.
Those adaptations would have kicked in, and I'll have Rose over the hills, I reckon.
Yeah. All right. Men's 800. So unfortunately, Peter Bowl was a scratching before the race. I think they said on the telecast that he sort of warmed up but didn't feel quite right warming up. So he didn't start the race. Luke Boys, got on the pacemaker and kept it really honest down the back straight. And it was interesting. Like I thought with like 100 to go, like you expect the guys like Daniel Williams and Peyton Craig, like, okay, these guys are now going to start to run Luke down, but they just didn't. Like he was able to just keep that gap and won quite easily in the end. So he ran 145.2. Daniel Williams was second in 146.16, and Tony Van Diepen from the Netherlands, I think, 146.19. So, Luke made a good point that like he does like to be quite aggressive in races and often front run. And I think in Adelaide, he did too much work and it sort of cost him. Whereas this time around, he at least had a pacemaker for 500, which helped him be able to probably be a bit stronger over that last 300 than what he was in Adelaide.
How good are these, like Koros with these armbands are killing it. So like Jess is racing in one, Cam's racing in one, Luke Boys is racing in one, and then they put up the data. So they must obviously start their watches or whatever. Hang on, did Kai? Oh yeah, sorry, not Kai. Cam had his watch on, yeah. So Cam's on the weekend was like average pace for the final 400 metres, 218k pace, average cadence, 224, max heart rate, 206. And then they did one for Luke. And I reckon they had one for Jess at World Champs maybe. Oh no, that's a poster say she's an ambassador. They got some stuff with Seth. Like the armbands have come. They're like fashionable running accessories now.
But I see it as a game changer in that there's no way back in the day people were willing to race with a a strap. It was just like uncomfortable, and it's just not worth
Oh,
it.
you mean the chest strap?
The chest strap.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So people would probably love to have that data when they're racing, but there's just no way they're going to wear a chest strap like racing. Whereas these things, it's like you don't even know that they're there. They're not invasive at all, but you're getting then some really valuable data.
Did
Like,
you wear yours for the 5Ks?
Yeah, like I wore it for the 3K, the 5K, whereas like over the last 20 years of me racing, the amount of races where I actually have heart rate data would be less than 5. And 2 of those have been in the last, few months, mainly because I can wear this arm strap and gives accurate data, and it's not invasive. You don't even know it's there.
Yeah. Selling a few moose? Get them at the running company,
Yeah.
Geelong, Torquay or Canberra if you want one.
We do sell a few. They're pretty comfortable. Like, they just disappear. You don't even know you've got them
You
on.
don't know it's on, yeah.
You'll finish a run, and sometimes an hour later, I'll be like, oh, shit, my chest strap's still on. You'll never feel that my arm's batten's still on, because you never feel that. Chest straps, you want to get them off pretty much straight away.
Yeah. All right, that was the Maurie plant meet on Saturday night. Then Moose, we had a 10K record go down over in America and 3 Aussies in action.
Yeah, I know. Were they all men? Let me just go
Yeah, from what
Yep.
4. We had Ollie Hoare in the 1500 as well.
Yep. So the 10K is sort of what this is all about. They call it the 10, right? The meet's called the 10. And seeded races, not like Surf Coast Track Classic seeded races. Still, Ed Marks, he is one of our best runners at the moment over this 10K distance. He won the B race at this, and he won by 9 seconds. So he ran 27:54.98, which is a PB for Ed. But how much faster could he have run if he was pushed, or if he was in a legitimate racing race? So 9 seconds ahead means that he was most likely spending a lot of time solo. So great from Ed. He's taken the trip over here. I reckon he was probably hoping that he got in that A race, because he's come all the way from Australia to the US for that. Especially when you consider, like, he would have been, top 10 in the A race?
Yeah, well, Robbo was 15th in 28:10.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the A race, we lost we didn't. Jack Rayner lost his 10K Australian record. Kai Robinson finished second to Mohammed Abdillahi. He ran 26:56. Kai Robinson ran 26:57.07 to drop that record. First time an Australian's been under 27 minutes. Big gap back to Mike Foppen in third. We knew Kai Robinson was going to do something big. I don't think he's had too many cracks at this 10K distance, but he's shown so much promise over the 5K. He's a world indoor medalist. Confirm that for me.
Yeah, won bronze.
He's tucked in Boulder right now, trains with On Athletic Club over there. He's had a pretty good race over there in Tokyo, didn't he, in the 5K?
Yeah, finished fourth.
Yep. This is our man here. This is the guy who's sort of taken the track scene into his own hands for us on the men's side of things. Above the 15 anyway. He's our distance guy. He's sort of taken over from Stewie, from Morgan McDonald, and he's going to be that Diamond League 5K guy. He's going to break the Australian 5K record over the next few months. I don't think that's in doubt. But the 10K is a big one to get for him.
Yeah, big barrier. Like, to go under 27 minutes, like it's huge.
Yeah,
he's good in a championship race too, like Com Games.
Yeah,
Com Games 10K. Like, Kenya don't usually send their best guys.
He's going to be in the 10 at Com Games, you reckon?
Well, this was an auto qualifier, but yeah, I don't know if he'll choose the 10 or the 5.
Yeah,
but he's strong and he can kick.
Depends on the schedule, I guess.
Yeah.
Does he want to run a 5K? If he thinks the 5K is where the glory's at, does he want to run the 5K if he's got a 10K in his legs already? 10K in your legs is hard work, fellas. It's not something you just bounce back from.
Yeah.
Anyway,
another discussion.
I'll have to check the schedule.
Yeah, Brett Robinson, he was 15th in 28.10. He probably would have been hoping for faster, but 28.10. You're still going pretty good, aren't you? Running 28.10. Don't know what.
Nah, Jack's a minute quicker than him. No way would he be happy with that. It's his training partner.
Yeah, but he's been in the marathon for so long now.
Nah, he's back. He's still got that. He still wants to be the top dog of the sport in this country.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think he's content with running 28.10. I could be proven wrong, but I think he still wants to get the best run out of himself.
You think that he was a chance to drop around the 27 mark in this race?
I think he'd be looking at 27.30. I don't think he rocks up to train with a guy who's run 27.10 and then goes, I'm hoping to be within a minute of you next week in America.
Isn't his PB like 27.50 or something?
Yeah, it's 27.51.5.
So
2022, yeah.
So Brady wants him to go and drop his 10K PB by 21 seconds and be content with that. After moving to the marathon, like he's an older athlete, you got some unreasonable expectations for these guys.
Someone let me know if he put on his podcast what he was aiming for. I just reckon he's still got the dog in him. Still wants to be the best he can be.
You can have the dog in you. You'll look at Croaks go. You look at Monaghetti around the lake doing 6x1K. That man is going to have the dog in him until he's buried in the ground.
He's got no business in saying should be trying to run 27.30.
I'm saying would it be unreasonable to consider that he would break his PB by 21 seconds over 10K right now at the point he is in his career? I'm saying not reasonable thinking.
He's had some good results this season. Like he's been on the track. He nearly won something the other week. He beat Seth.
He's at Box Hill.
Yeah, he ran 13.28 there. What's that?
13.28, Brady.
Double that. 27.
So his PB is 13.15. So he's 13. So you go like, all right, he's 13 seconds off his PB there. Double that, that's 26, which basically puts him close to what he ran on the weekend. Look, I think
listen to his podcast for me and just see if he put a time out for it.
I personally think
time this week.
Why don't you listen to it?
Yeah, it's hard to listen to.
I think if you look at Brett, the fact that he's run like 13.15 for 5K, was one of the top guys in the world sort of at the time, making like global finals, and has broken 60 minutes for the half. Like if you look back at it and you go, well, should this guy have run quicker than 27.51 in his career for 10K? I think yes. Like I think he should have been a 27.30 guy, 27, but whether he does it now, like who knows?
How old is he? You guys are talking like he's signed up for a nursing home. He'd be like 32 years old, wouldn't he?
No, he was born 91, so he'll be 30. He'll be 35 this year.
So what does he do?
Yeah.
Does he go back to the marathon?
I'm not sure what yeah, he's still our second fastest of all time.
I still think he can PB over 10K on the track, but I don't think he's going to run although he's a training partner of Jack, I can't see him running 27.09. But somewhere between 27.09 and 27.51, yes.
Yeah. So moving on, Shelby Houlihan won the women's in 30.50, beating Jessica McLean 31.15. If you're new to the podcast and you started running in, say, maybe 2021, then consider Googling the Shelby Houlihan story, because it's quite a fascinating read. A lot of people will be new and have never heard of her name before, so it's like a bit of a Hollywood blockbuster if you wanted to make a movie out of that. In the men's 15, Ollie Hoare won the race, 3:35.82, beat Waleed Suleiman, 3:35.88. So back on the winners list for Ollie. Not sure how that race played out tactics-wise, but yeah, good to see him win a race. That's promising. Get some confidence from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I've got the news from Berlin, boys. It was a good race to watch, good coverage. I'd never seen a race where they're flicked between so many packs. Like you get 15 seconds on the lead pack, then the lead women, then the lead German, then the lead female German. It was quite well put together and like HD stuff. We had Jimmy Whelan over there. Jimmy ran 65.04. So obviously, like, people have been up and about for Jimmy. This is not what he would have been after. I did check his Instagram before we were recording, and it said something like more details to come. But 14:32 first 5K, then a 14:40, and then a 15:22 from 10 to 15K, and then 20:30 for the last 6.1K. So something has definitely happened there. Have you guys seen anything since? Croaks, you're close to me.
No, I saw that. I saw last night that there was a Strava file, but it only had like 15 kilometers on there at like sub 3 minute kilometer pace, but that's since been taken down.
He just wrote, typically my Instagram is full of nice photos and nice performances. Today was terrible. More on this later. Thanks all for the messages. Onwards and upwards. So keep posted on the Jimmy Whelan pipes to figure out what happened there. It's a good race though. Well, it's a weird race. Andrea Kiptu got the win. He won the race in 59.11, but there was this pacemaker who was like he was pacing the lead German guy who was Petros, the man from the World Champs. He was in the same Puma kit. Petros was like, I'm going to say 10, 15 seconds down the road at like 16K. And then the pacemaker just left him, caught up to the leaders. Then the motorbike kind of hovered next to him and Kiptu, the pacemaker and Kiptu, and he kind of had words with the motorbike. And he was just, it looked like he was jogging compared to the guy who was going to win the race. Then they kind of come in under the Brandenburg gate. They're having a chat. He's giving him a fist bump. And then he's just relaxed one step and let Kiptu win it. But this guy looked amazing. Like, it was one of the oddest things. I'm sure he was told, do not win this race. So he just, took half a step back. Load up. Like, if you can find out his next race and you can gamble on it, this guy is the guy to bet on. Very, very odd. And I assume he was getting paid on getting Petros to a certain K mark, which was the 16K mark, and got his job done, and then thought, right, I'm going to now go and chill with the leaders for a bit. Petros was third in the end, and the women, that was won by Lakina Alaboy. She won this in 65.07. Did you see David Nielsen was a pacer for this race as well? Swedish guy, used to always come out to Australia, Falls Creek. I think he got him to about 15K. Looked like he was working pretty hard. But yeah, big race. See what happens with Jimmy. And yeah, just find that pacemaker's name and remortgage your house, because I don't know what he was on. He's on some good stuff if he was doing it that easy. Run for the Kids happened Sunday morning. Harry Norman got the win here, 43.14. Liam Adams was second. Good to see Liam back in some results, 43.15. Nathan Stoke, boys, my boy, third, 43.22. Average like 3:01 pace for that course, Nath. He's in good company there as well with those fellas. Donve Vigil, she won the women's in 48.42. Amy Robertson second in 49.37. And Erica Flores was third in 50.04. Any comments there, fellas?
No. Good to see Liam back running.
Great to see Liam.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. He didn't fill out his age group on the results either, so it pushed me up one spot in the 35 to 40s.
35 to 40.
Yeah, I think I was the first dad. That's one thing I was looking at in the results. Any of these people in front of me got kids? None of them.
Here we go. Doing it. Having separate little categories to boost your confidence.
Yeah. Any of you guys live in a border town? No.
You're the first Brady as well, I reckon.
First Brady with white socks, Croaks. Yeah. Some more news as well. Safan Hassan pulled out of the London Marathon with an Achilles injury. Huge.
And
this
Shame.
It's a shame. But you remember when she doubled up real quick? Remember when she did Sydney and then it's like, oh yeah, we're going to cash the Kipchoge and Safan are going to do New York as well off a real short turnaround. You're like, this is where, I know it might not be directly related, but this is where these things, it's like when we spoke about Jen Gregson the other day. You're like, yeah, gets away with the 10K straight after the marathon, but you're like, hey, 6 months' time, all of a sudden your Achilles is in a bit of trouble. So, yeah.
And then she was in Tokyo as well, wasn't she, a few weeks back, Brady?
Yeah.
Didn't you see her there?
Yeah. Still getting shit for that. That was an Ali Pashley mistake. She sent me the link to that video and I just had it on in the background. We couldn't even see it. It was just commentary. But yes, That was a callback for me accidentally watching the wrong year.
I got a little bit more London Marathon news. So this came out during the week. It's from The Guardian that London Marathon is in advanced talks to stage a 2-day double London Marathon on the 24th and 25th of April 2027, which would split 100,000 runners across a weekend for the first time in the race's 45-year history. And I believe that would be like men's and women races on separate days, and they hope to raise over £130 million for charity. So
cash in.
Do we like that?
Cash in on the demand. Well, it gets more people running marathons.
Yeah. At least you get to watch marathons 2 days back to back. Watch the men's one day and the women's the next, or other way around.
Oh, is that how they're going to do it?
Well, or I don't know. Or you reckon they have all the elites all in one day?
I reckon anyone under 3 hours 30s on one day and everyone slower than that's maybe on the other day.
Yeah, okay.
I've got no idea.
Yeah, well, this one here just said that they're looking at men's and women's races on separate days. So I guess watch this space. And other bit of news for me was, Josh Kerr came out during the week and said that he's going to attempt to break the mile world record of 3:43.13 set by Hisham El Garouge back in 1999, and he'll be doing that at the London Diamond League on the 18th of July. So his current PB is 3:45.34, so he needs to take off just over 2 seconds.
Okay. He called it the 222 project?
Yeah, because that's how many seconds it is.
Some nice marketing around it.
Yeah. Who's paying for that stuff, Brooks?
I'd say so. That would be... because you can see like it was a very big media release.
What do you
plastered everywhere?
He's called it that, but like it's just part of a diamond league, right?
Yeah. Cam might go over and spoil the party.
Cole Hocker goes beautiful. Lock me in for the same diamond league.
Yep.
That was the news. Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Chances are you're gearing up for a race yourself, but how dialed in is your race nutrition? Precision Fuel and Hydration makes it simple with a free online planner. Visit precisionhydration.com and get your numbers today. If you're running Ballarat Marathon and haven't got this sorted, I'd be getting on that website. Listen to the Andy Blow interview ASAP and come up with a plan for yourself. Whispers. Loved waking up this morning, boys, to have a DM from Gert Ingebrigtsen. I thought this cannot be true.
Absolutely love that.
Gert Ingebrigtsen wants to send you a message. I'm like, this podcast continues to surprise me. Would love to say he was messaging in to maybe come on the show, but we'll just say the pipe's open. We've got some back and forth going with Gert.
It wasn't a bad message.
It was for you.
No, it wasn't.
He was directing that at you, that you didn't do enough research for your Marius interview.
He did. And he's probably right about that, Croaks. He probably didn't.
I've done plenty of research.
Many personal questions, not enough about Gert in there.
I'm happy to have Gert on and ask him some of the questions, because I believe that Marius has emails, like going backwards and forwards between them. So why would Gert be emailing Marius if he was the inventor of this?
Pick a side, Croaks. Pick a side. You team Marius?
You don't want to get on Gert's wrong side here.
Let's move on quickly. A big week for he said, she said. Well, maybe not even that in the media. This was weird. Thursday, an article was written in the Herald Sun by Scott Gullen. This was the title. It's Australia's biggest meet. Where the bloody hell are you? Which was a pretty creative title, to be honest. Like, referencing Jess Hull for people that haven't heard that correctly. Amid a thawing relationship with Athletics Australia, Olympic silver medalist Jess Hull won't be at the start line for the sport's biggest meet of 2026. Scott Gullen details why. And then in the article, it didn't say much. Like, there was no direct quotes or anything, but this is what it did say. There has been a thawing in a relationship between the Hull camp and Athletics Australia over the past 12 months. Her father and coach Simon is understood to have concerns about the level of support they received leading up to the Tokyo World Championships. The situation reached the point where AA President Jane Fleming recently reached out in an attempt to mend bridges, but was unable to change the situation. Then he went on to detail all the other athletes who competed at the World Indoor Champs who were also competing at the Maurie plant meet. So I feel like this was a cracker, Jess Hull, this article. You guys feel the same? When that's your title and you're bringing up, you're trying to create tension between the two.
Yeah, well, I do, especially when you're going to go to the next article that comes out, which has quotes from Jess's dad.
Yeah.
Then you go, okay, well, somebody's trying to stir up some shit here that there's nothing there.
Yeah. So Zachary Gates from the Wide World of Sports then wrote this article: report of a rift between Jessica Hull and Athletics Australia, or Australian Athletics, fabricated, bizarre, and a shame. He explained that the Olympic 1500 metre medalist would not be running at the Maurie plant meet because of her grueling competition and travel schedules. It's just fabricated. There's no truth to it at all. The relationship with AA is 100% spot on, Simon told the Wide World of Sports. We've never had any issues with them, that's for sure. It's just bizarre. Honestly, if AA were doing shonky stuff, I'd be the first to tell you. I don't want AA to cop heat over this. It's just wrong. If they're out of line, I'll call them out on it, and I'll tell you every day of the week. It's just bogus. What they do for us, we appreciate, let me tell you. Simon said the report was unfair on Athletics Australia and its claims were just not the case. He went on to say that his daughter is the best supported athlete in Australian athletics. We've had nothing but support. It's ridiculous. So it was like really weird. And then seeing the report of the feud when she landed back in Sydney on Thursday morning, left the running superstar flabbergasted. She immediately contacted AA high performance boss Andrew Fatchney to assure there were no issues. There's got to be some kind of consequence for Simon Gullen, doesn't there? Like, how can you? That's Melbourne's biggest newspaper, isn't it? That or The Age was all over social media, clickbaity. Click on this, buy the article. Well, how come Jane Fleming, she should also come out and said there's nothing in this?
That's what I find really bizarre, is that, okay, so Jane Fleming's been quoted in this article but hasn't said anything. And then Simon Hull comes out and says there's nothing to it. So, like, if there's nothing to it, why wouldn't Jane Fleming come out as the president and squash it?
ASAP. Like, yeah, this hasn't happened. I never had to reach out to him to mend the bridge.
It comes as well at that time when Lauren Ryan is pretty much the next day, maybe another article in the paper.
That was the same day she went to social media.
Yeah, okay. So she's come out and accused them of bullying to a degree, kind of bullying them to that they're making her do certain events that she doesn't want to do. And it sounds like maybe she wouldn't get funded to come over, or she wasn't really invited to come for the distance that she wanted to do. They wanted her in the 3K rather than the 1500, and she wanted to do the 1500 because it offered more points in that event, and it sets her up for her season to race at home and get a good amount of points if she runs well.
And based on ability, she gets in that 1500 meter race every day of the week.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, there's also an article by Zachary Gates in the Wide World of Sports on this one, and it was Ryan, a US-based professional runner born and bred in Melbourne, accused AA of not taking into consideration individual athletes' decisions and hit out over a lack of communication. She went harder when contacted by the Wide World of Sports, and there's an article there that explains what Musa just said, how she wanted to compete in the 1500. They really wanted her in the 3K because they need to have certain status athletes in the events to keep the accreditation as a gold meet from World Athletics. And I guess there were more stars in the 15 than the 3, and they really wanted Lauren in there. But you should get to choose.
100% you should get to choose.
And there was even stuff about like just not getting back to her, like communication. Yeah, there's plenty of quotes in this one. AA has been forceful. It also has felt a little bit like bullying in some sense. However, the 28-year-old claims some of her correspondence was completely ignored. It's really unfortunate to have a great team, coach, agent and support network over here in the US, she said from her training base in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I don't feel like AA are there to support me on the other end, and when our governing body, who should be 100%, be there to uplift us, and I especially don't feel that my place is valued within AA. I'm sitting here questioning whether I even deserve to be in this sport almost. AA declined to comment when contacted by the Wide World of Sports.
it's pretty disappointing we're not getting comments from AA, like in both of these times, where it's a genuine like they're the stars of our sport. These two girls, like these are incredible athletes, the top of their game, and AA just stay silent when pressed for comments on and like you said, you've left it up to the father or the coach of one of the athletes to speak for AA. I also don't know how this got to press, really. If there has been no issue between Jess Hull and AA, how is this being printed or published? Like, who's feeding that information?
Yeah, so there are two parts to it. So Simon is understood to have concerns about the level of support they received leading up to the Tokyo World Championships. So they're writing that as if it's fact. And then the other part is the situation reached the point where AA President Jane Fleming recently reached out in an attempt to mend bridges, but was unable to change the situation. Crazy how different they are to what Simon Hull's saying.
Yeah. They obviously haven't asked Simon Hull before they printed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jane's happy for that to just go through to the keeper and say nothing.
Yeah.
Lack of, crazy. Like, Jess is our number one girl, and you got a newspaper writing potentially what we're assuming coming from Simon is a made-up story, and you're not going to defend it or set the record straight.
Yeah.
That was Observations of the Week, Talking Points of the Week, whatever the segment was called this week. Gert will get back to in our DMs ASAP. What do you got, Moose? Moose on the loose.
Moose on the loose, yeah. There's a couple I wrote down actually this week. One was just on that, AA butchering the relationships of like the stars. Is there someone that works there that is not great with communications? Like, who's there that is the contact point from the athlete to the organization, and what's breaking down here? Because it seems a bit crazy that we're turning aside. Well, 3 of our stars at the moment have been in the media about there's some sort of issue.
And who's instigating? Who's instigating all of this drama in terms of like leaking it to the press?
Yep. Maurie Plant, the stars that were there, those that were brought in, the ones that I saw anyway, the Georgia Hunter Bell. It's almost as if because they were paid to come out, they've got to be the focus of the media attention. And I just feel like some of the local athletes that either outperformed them or where the crowds were actually there to see were left a little bit underappreciated and a little bit ignored. I especially felt this with like Claudia and the Georgia Hunter Bell situation. Like, I feel like she is the star for the future. We should be making as much noise as we can about her. Yet a lot of the focus of the event was on Georgia Hunter Bell. And so very satisfying to see Claudia come and stitch her up.
But even taking it a step further and going into the sprints, like, Gout got beaten for the second year in a row, and the telecast is all about him, whereas Paul Lachlan Kennedy, the bloke's just run 10:03, and it's not how good's that. It's like, oh, he's got to line up against Gout next, or he's just beaten Gout in the 200, and it's it's still all about Gout. Or Bruce just stopped speaking.
Bruce Kennedy wins for now or something.
Bruce did not speak on the telecast after that 200 at all. It was like Lachlan Kennedy had taken the wind out of his sails.
Didn't he? I'm going to have to rewatch it.
No, he didn't.
He went quiet.
Just give Lachlan Kennedy a bit more credit for how good he is. Yes, no, I have no doubt Gout is going to be a superstar. Like, you add a bit more strength onto those bones of his and he gets a little bit stronger as he gets into his 20s, he's going to run fast. But the guy that's beaten him, give him some credit.
Yep, that's another example. But at least Gout's Australian. At least he's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third one, they had the Australian mountain running champs this weekend on the same weekend as one of the biggest mountain trail events in the country, the Buffalo Stampede, where all the best trail runners were at.
Now, I'm not really too up to it with what mountain running actually is, but I'm pretty sure the best mountain runners would also be the best trail mountain runners. And it just seems a bit wild that there's like two specific events here. And you would consider that the athletes that are very good winning these high profile events like the Buffalo Stampede short distance events and everything, like they're the ones, they've all got sponsors. I know their names now. They're high profile athletes. Yet at the same time, you've got this low key Australian mountain running championships in another state that would have been probably dominated by the athletes that were at this trail event. So I reckon you could probably get on the same page there a little bit, maybe be a bit more strategic if you want to build your sport up. The other one was, I didn't see this, but it did get sent through to me. Jimmy Whelan. Jimmy, we know, we love Jimmy, but he posted on his Strava the 15K. He'd stopped his watch at the 15K mark right when things started to go real pear-shaped for him. And then we saw him jogging in just behind or in front of the first lady at the race. So Jimmy's decided at 15K, I don't need to record this next bit of my of my race where everything goes poor. And I reckon, if you want to be a real star, if you want to be the people's champ, you got to be posting the Strava when shit goes pear-shaped. We want to see the nitty-gritties. We want to see the dark times. We want to see the great times. We want to see your best workouts. But we also want to see your bad workouts. And Jimmy, maybe there's an explanation for this. We haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. But as of now, that 15K, well,
he deleted it though. Like it would have auto-synced to his Strava and then he's pulled it down.
Yeah, which I kind of credit for that. But at the same time,
you want to see the whole file.
Still put your 65-minute half up there. Why wouldn't you? Like you still run a 65-minute half. No, there's not.
Some of the best guys I know run 65-minute halves.
Yeah. Yes. So, and also the pre-race chat about Jimmy going out and breaking Australian records. Like, I feel like you guys are absolutely stitching him up here. You're putting a lot of pressure on this.
I never said last week he'd break it. I had him at like 60-30.
Croaks has been glazing him for months, Moose.
Oh, you boys have been all over this bloke. And it's like, I'm guessing he's got to the 10K mark and he's like, fucking Brady and Croker. Those blokes have been calling me in from Australian record. I'm feeling terrible today. I'm not putting this shit up on Strava.
I didn't say he'd break the Aussie half marathon record in Berlin.
Oh, I reckon there was a bit up there. I listened to that monthly show. Chriso's got him locked in. Brady's got him locked in. It was.
Don't sleep on my boy Jimmy though. Just it wasn't his day.
It's his second race he's ever had. Just give him a couple
so
more.
Why are you calling him in for records when it's his?
You got to count him early. About someone wrote in saying, "What year did Brady pick Jackson Sharp as one to watch?" What year was that, Croaks?
I reckon it was Moose that actually
picked
me. Not you, Brady.
Well, someone thought it was me, which I'm taking credit for.
Yeah, no doubt you will. But
I love how Brady was happy just to if I didn't say that Brady, it was Moose that did it, he would have gone, I picked Jackson Sharp.
I reckon I picked him the same year as Luke Matthews. Look it up.
You did not.
It was definitely me. I remember that. And now he's coming through. It's finally paying off for me. But yes, that's me. That's me. Jimmy, I've still got a slab with you, Croaks, on this. Sub 2:10. Was it?
I don't have a slab on it. No, I think Jimmy wants to take the slab with you against you.
I'm up for that, Jimmy. But Jimmy, if you run to 11, you've got to post it on Strava. You can't.
He did message me after all this chat. He said, because I said to him, or said on the show that the risk of him not breaking 2:10 is if he goes for like 2:06. Like if he just wants to break 2:10, I think he can do that. But it's going out at 2:06 for the Aussie record on debut, then running like 2:15. And he's like, it'll be a 2:06 attempt.
Yeah, love it. I mean, and I'm all for this, but I still think I'm going to win a slab off him.
Have you got a number of years that he can do it, or does it have to be this year?
This is debut. We're talking debut.
What, Australian record on debut?
No, it was sub 2:10 on debut.
Sub 2:10.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
65 ain't going to cut it, Jim.
Maybe it was a workout. Maybe he got to LT2 and then switched it off.
Yeah.
Well, listen to question, Crogs.
All right. This episode's listener question is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration, and it comes from Jimmy, but Jimmy C, not Jimmy W. Really enjoy training on the treadmill. Physiologically, what do you lose compared to running outdoors? Can you do big marathon sessions, for example, something like 4 times 5K at marathon pace with 1K float? Or would you be missing out on key things you can only gain by running outside? How much is too much on the treadmill?
Some of the best runners in the world do a lot on a treadmill, don't they?
Who? Which marathoners do these big workouts on a treadmill?
I was thinking more like the Andreas Algren.
Yeah. And that's sort of my comment. I think physiologically at sort of threshold type workouts, like I don't think you actually lose too much at all. But there's no way I'd be doing marathon sessions on a treadmill.
Because you think you're missing some benefits.
Well, there's something there's something different about the marathon, being out on the road, being in the elements, running over some elevations where like it's all controlled on the treadmill. So I think you miss out for marathon specific stuff. But if you're just trying to improve threshold type work, then I think treadmill's fine.
There's got to be something to do with the pounding of the road compared to the belt of the treadmill, doesn't there? That hardens your muscles to what you feel on the race day.
Yeah, and I reckon even just psychologically, just being out on the roads and hitting a bit of wind and a bit of adversity that just gets you conditioned for the marathon.
Moose, anything to add?
I think you're going to really start hating running if you do those sorts of workouts on a treadie.
No, he said he enjoys it though.
Yeah,
really enjoy training on a treadmill.
Has he done that yet though? Has he done like 4x5K on a treadmill? Like for some people, that's like 4 by 20 minutes on a treadmill. It just sounds so gross. I like. There's too much cushion in a treadie as well. Like Croak said, there's no conditioning factor there like that you would get on a road. Also, and if you're doing it on a treadie, build in some like program where it goes up and down. Change the gradient a little bit. That is so much repetitive loading, like exactly the same muscle use, bone stress loading in your foot. You're not changing any sort of mechanical pattern. So please do that if you can. Also, it doesn't have to be that like that locked in pace. You're not really giving yourself a chance to learn your body, if that makes sense. Like you're not going out too hard in a K and then having to adjust and realize that. It's just so controlled. It's like lab grown versus actually like environmentally grown. I'm taking the environmentally grown athlete every single time.
Yep.
It's good. Nothing more to add there. You'd be sweating up a storm though, wouldn't you? That kind of workout in a gym.
Oh, disgusting. And also
maybe
imagine trying to...
Croaks.
Was that?
Maybe in your shed, in the mulligan shed.
Oh, I don't think we're sweating up too much over the next few months. It's going to be quite cold in the garage.
You open the shed door, don't you, for the mums walking past?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, walking their dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also real weird.
I don't care.
Everyone's at work except for the mums walking their kids.
And Croaks doing 4x5K marathon workouts on a treadmill.
In his little
6 by 6 minutes, shirt off.
2-inch splitties.
No, Kenyan team tights.
Bit of baby oil. Same mum tends to walk past the same time every week. What's coming up, boys? That was thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Visit precisionhydration.com. Use this code IRP2026 for 15% off your first order. Keep a watch out on the public release for the Andy Blow interview as well this weekend. I am told that's being released. What do you got coming up, Croaks?
Track tomorrow, probably treadmill Friday, Easter.
It's Easter, isn't it?
Yep.
Best time of the year, isn't it?
Oh,
Easter.
Well, I love this time of year just with the weather. Like we went to the Raiders yesterday afternoon, and it's one of those days in Canberra where 5 degrees in the morning, 22 in the afternoon, no wind. Like so nice. I think it's pretty quiet. Other than Stall Gift on, it's a pretty quiet weekend from run. I couldn't think of any sort of major running events on this weekend.
Oh yeah, Shikari's coming to town. I think they gave her a really hard handicap too, which they should have gave her an easy one. Get her through to the final.
And Coleman. Christian Coleman.
Give them good handicaps. What are you doing, Moose? Home for Easter?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm going to be down here for a while. I don't know. Nothing really. Good. I'm good. I'm just hanging out.
That's good. Think we're going to go see the new Mario movie, Croaks. You going to see that?
I'm sure we will at some point, yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good that Mario's come back. Well, that was maybe not your generation. You would have been playing Pac-Man or something, Space Invaders. But when I was a kid, Mario was huge. Now my kids love it as well. Moosh, taking Pia to watch the Mario?
Nah, not Mario. I'm thinking about getting a Nintendo Switch, though. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
We borrow one off Carly's sister. Like, it stays at our house for a couple of weeks. Just to, like, you can have a few hours on it on a weekend, and then we give it back. Because they're way too addictive.
There's a lot of downtime for Pia at the moment where she's got to sort herself out. I'm like, you can do learning on there, right?
Yeah. That's what I was telling Carly. Oh, they're going to be kids are going to be working in AI and stuff, so this can only help them out.
Yeah.
Like we clocked Mario Odyssey the other day, took down Bowser in the castle, last kingdom. Oh, yeah, you put this assist thing on too, so it gives you arrows to where to walk, gives you little hints.
Yeah, okay.
Never had that back in our day.
You could just, back in our day, you just got every single cheat code there was off the,
Nah, not the internet. I don't know how young you are, but the internet wasn't around when I was 10.
Your mates. You got your mates.
You'd have to buy magazines, remember? There were codes in the back of the magazines. Cheat codes.
Oh, I didn't buy magazines about that, mate.
You got to switch off this show. Thanks for listening, listeners. See you on the other side of Easter, boys. Another public holiday recording next week, Easter Monday.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
See you, boys.
All right.
See ya.
Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration for sponsoring this episode. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer to fuel your next marathon. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP2026.